Quick review. Should you see Spies in Disguise in 3D? Whew, boy. Well, first of all, I'll say this movie looks good. It's 100% computer generated movie and it looks great. The visuals looks great. I would say visually is probably one of the best 3D viewing experiences I've had this whole year. But there's things about this, just the movie in general that could have been better or just things they could have just left out. Just some things that just seem unnecessary to be in the movie, but it seemed like the movie seemed to be all over the place as far as exactly who this target audience is supposed to be for, what this movie is supposed to be for. Optimization was good. The depth of the session was on more on the natural side, so visual elements didn't look layered; it looked more realistic, even for a 100% computer generated movie. So yeah, the depth perception was good. Showed good placement of visual elements. Larger elements in the back, and numerous smaller elements in the background too of the 3D stage. So you can see them moving, freely in the background, and that looked good. And the main characters, of course, in the center. And then sometimes you'll see smaller visual elements, but they'll be like in front of the characters, but not really too close into the foreground. So visual elements didn't appear to be overwhelming or overbearing. And none of the visuals are annoying. So even the stuff that comes toward the artist, nothing was annoying. So that was good about that 3D experience. And kind of shows off a little, some density in some areas. So the optimization was good. It was an engaging experience, where it needs to be, but I mean, it was a satisfying amount. So it's like, stuff coming at you, debris, and then you can see like even in chase scenes where like visuals are like going away from the audience, like the chase scene, you'll see like bullet shots going shooting toward the center, but away from the audience, like chasing people or stuff like this. Because there's drones in this movie, so attack drones and stuff like that. Other people like agents like chasing like the main character. But yeah, and then there's some destruction and stuff coming at you. There's even a scene where like there's this one bird character that was like spitting up stuff toward the audience. That's kind of gross out part, but that's part of the engagement. Another good thing about this 3D experience is that this movie is very immersive. You see a lot of visual elements, like really small visual elements that make certain scenes immersive. So there's like a scene where one character who has this invention, it goes off and then it just fills up the screen, like in the background and in the foreground with all these, it's like basically glitter, but still, it's like it just covers the whole area and then it covers people. And so it looked impressive. Visual elements like form things and stuff, and then just like again, like the drones filling the air, and then like going around, there's like destruction going on, and so it's like certain things fill up the screen somewhat. Like this, the snowfall. I mean, it's not too much snowfall, but still, it's an immersion with that. And then the scene like where you see like the camera view go in the water. That was pretty good, and that's like it shows a good sense of density with the water too. So again, with the good optimization and immersion that made the experience seem realistic, even though it's a 100% computer generated movie. I would say this is mostly a comfortable movie to view in 3D. There was a lot of action, but I didn't experience any eye strain. There was no really crazy camera angle shots, so there was no disorientation. There was no shaky camera shots, so you don't experience any motion sickness. And again, like visuals are placed properly, so nothing seems overbearing or overwhelming. So it's come to view. I mean, I did feel tired, but getting toward the middle of the movie, but that's the movie plot kind of slowed down at that point, so I was kind of nodding off then. So I wouldn't say the 3D experience made me feel fatigue. I'm not sure if that would be it. If it's just like it's just the movie just slowed down for me, but like I said again, this comfortable 3D experience to view. Only issue that could be a problem for some people is they're like not exactly strobing, but there's a lot of light flashing in this movie, like flash go like weapons shooting and stuff. But especially during this chase scene where there's see police cars, see the lights flashing. So that could be an issue for somebody who has autism. So that's just a warning to anybody. Now, despite this being a great 3D experience, I do have issues with this movie. This movie has great action scenes, but some of the dialogue is corny. The main character, Lance Sterling, he's said to be the world's greatest spy, but a true spy does not want to be noticed. He's not trying to be found out, but everybody knows who he is. On the other hand, there's Walter, the inventor, who tries to come up with a serum to make people invisible. But even though that there's a mishap and it causes Lance Sterling to turn into a pigeon, but Walter Smith likes to he wants to solve things non-violently, which is admirable. But he's at odds with Sterling because Sterling is the type of guy that wants to do things and get things done. He does whatever it takes. Walter's non-violent stance, seems to be appropriate for a movie that you think would be directed towards kids, and you see that in some of his adventures. There's like a glitter bomb, so you think that'd be like directed more towards girls. But like as the movie goes on, there's some gross out stuff that happens, which seem to be maybe go towards boys or older boys. But some of it is just kind of nasty. It's like you see a scene where a pigeon eats moldy food and another pigeon who eats a lot of stuff, but he ends up spitting stuff out like a used Band-Aid. So that's kind of, nasty. And then this pigeon eats like, ingests like an invention of Walter, and it spits out a lot of goo and it squirts towards the audience. And so, this movie comes out on Christmas Day. And so if people go see this like right after Christmas dinner, that's kind of disgusting to see that, and it might not go well with people. The 3D does enhance that scene. It's probably one of the most memorable, engaging moments in that movie. And then there are scenes that have sight gags that involve people's backsides, characters' backsides. Like one character was about to use a thermometer, but then, it stops short. But it's like he comes with the thermometer. You see him with the thermometer coming at you, but then like this view changes. Like the other character wakes up, so there's no contact. And then you see another scene where like a object's coming toward like a pigeon near his backside, but then the scene changes, so you don't see the actual contact, but the pigeon gets hit. But then there's this one scene where you literally see this guy butt naked, from the back. Even though he's covered in tattoos, but still, it's like, who is this movie for? Is it for kids or what? But no, he's really. Fortunately, he was placed, further near the back of the 3D stage, so it wasn't like in your face, but still, you see him full body, and you see it, and you also see it at different angles, so it's unmistakable. So it's like why? It's like, who's this movie for? Is it for kids and adults? It's supposed to be some gross scenes, but it's a family movie, but seeing stuff being spit out, and I don't know, plus it's being released on Christmas, so this movie also has the theme of solving problems non-violently. But then there is this one character, like one of the bad guys. He does let a guy fall to his death. So again, you're trying to go for the kids, but kids nowadays see violent stuff probably all the time. But I don't know. Is this so? Should you see this movie in 3D? If you're a diehard 3D fan, that's up to you. I'll leave that to just review this video. But the movie itself, I don't know, man. I can't really suggest it, but action was good. But Christmas after dinner, no.